who is encouraging youngsters to experience high culture like opera rather than street culture like hip-hop? It's the London Mayor Boris Johnson.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We're into the final part of today's Right Stuff with our special guest Julia Bradbury, whose Railway Walks DVD comes out this Christmas, by the way. Should mention that. Simon McCorkindale, who's non-stop.
Corky.
Corky for PM. Corky for PM.
Corky.
All present and correct. We're asking if easy options are bad for kids, whether we should be encouraging the younger generation to aim high, even if it means they may struggle to reach that goal or may even fail. 0207 173 5555 is the number if you've got something to say. As we heard, London Mayor Boris Johnson, Bojo, as they call him down here, he got me thinking about this because he thinks it's patronising to assume children only want to experience youth culture, hip-hop, that kind of stuff that some people might consider lowbrow, and he wants young people to experience high culture, such as opera and ballet as well, because he says, you know, our brains, their brains can deal with it. Now, a lot of my breeder friends are at the stage with their kids where they want to introduce them to a musical instrument. Some are buying guitars and violins that could take their little sprogs a lifetime to master. Others are buying these computer games that feature sort of easy-to-play fake instruments you can learn in minutes. And I'm fascinated as to which is better. Would you give your child, I don't know, the book or the film? The film can be watched in a couple of hours. The book may take a bit longer. Are both equally enjoyable? Is the easy option less satisfying than the harder one? That's the question. Does offering the easy option set your child on the wrong path? I mean, are those kids who get the book rather than the film, the guitar toy rather than the instrument itself, are they more likely not to go to university to get a better job? Are they going to take the easy option all their lives? It's an interesting question. We're back, I guess, to instant gratification versus deferred success, aren't we? I mean, that's at the root of all of this. You know people that are into these things, yeah.
I know, yeah, I know a few people.
The computer, the easy stuff.
I think, you know, if it's a question of whether the child, it's better off for the child to get your electric game guitar versus the easy guitar, it could be a route. You know, you could encourage the child. They could get so excited by becoming a rock star on their game screen that then they really want to take up the real thing.
And then they find out how hard it is and give up again.
Well, but then it's up to you. Then it is, as people who've got children know, it's the time and encouragement that you guys have to put in, and also put your children with. I mean, I'm Auntie Julia, and I spend a lot of time with my nephew, and it's a different kind of time. So we can do things together that he won't necessarily do with his mum.
Okay.
And
okay.
It's all about encouragement, and it's not. I think, you know, it's not hip-hop's wrong and ballet's right.
No. But if we do the trend, I would argue this quite passionately. The trend is to make life easy, Simon. That is the trend.
I think it is, and I think that the thing, because obviously, I mean, being an actor, one of the first things that people say is, you know, how do you do it? And I said, well, the first thing you've got to have is persistence. You've got to want to do it. You've got to have passion to do it. I mean, you did
it from the age of 8 or something.
I did from very early, and also, I mean, I hire a lot of young people on the farm for the grooms and so forth, and you kind of get a feeling that they all feel the world owes them a living, and that they all can have it tomorrow. And that culture was, unfortunately, it was a Thatcherite thing. But I think we've got to get away from that. People have got to work hard, but at the same time, tools to get you there are not a bad thing, whatever they are.
Excuse me, another thing as an actor that you have to accept is failure sometimes as well, isn't it?
Completely.
That's all a part of it.
And work through it completely.
Time is very short. We've actually got Eric. Eric, we gave him Guitar Hero, which is just this kind of computer game. How long have you been playing for now, Eric?
For about a week.
About a week?
Oh. Yeah, I've had some training by Brian May, so I should be quite good.
Let's hit it.
I've been booed. What's going on?
Rubbish.
OK. Quite a long way to go. You see, on the other hand, I have actually been learning the guitar for the past 30 years. Check this out, OK?
Go, right, go.
Rubbish.
Very easy, you see? So, easy options. Eric, lot to learn. Let's throw it over to you. Are easy options bad for kids? Amy, what do people have to say?
OK, let's start with Laura on line 1.
Laura, good morning.
Good morning.
So, easy options bad for kids?
I think people seem to keep on forgetting that childhood is essentially about having fun. We seem to be trying to nip children's childhood away before, you know, it's time.
Right.
I mean, I'm not going to buy my child a harp or something ridiculous because, that sense of failure is really disheartening. I'd rather get them the computer game. I mean, not everything in life's about...
Laura, whoa. If everybody followed your philosophy, there would be no beautiful harpists around.
True. But, I mean, as a parent, you don't need to constantly challenge your child. You're finding challenges throughout your lifetime.
Well, hang on, I'll say again, if every parent took your view, it's not about challenging your child, we wouldn't have any musicians at all, would we?
But we might lead to lots of, humorless androids that are constantly being disheartened by their failure. I mean, you don't necessarily have to challenge your child.
Right, let's take, so, go back 60 years, no TV, right? Go back 100 and something years, no radio, right? Sure. So you'd sit around and you would have an awful lot of time on your hands to do constructive things. People played a lot more musical instruments then with greater proficiency, you could probably argue.
For yourself, but, I mean, children are getting challenged in school. You don't need to constantly challenge them all the time. That's what my argument essentially is. Childhood is about having fun. You don't need to constantly be examined.
OK. All right, Laura, thank you. Let's have another.
OK, we've got a teacher online to read. It's Pina.
Pina, good morning.
Hello, morning Matthew, morning everyone.
So where do you stand on this, Pina? Easy goals or high goals?
High, completely. I'm a biologist, a musician and a teacher. And we are constantly in schools battling with children having very low expectations of themselves, and that's what they live up to.
Hang on, Pina, I've just been told, and I know nothing, obviously, as a non-reader, we've just been told that being a child is all about having fun.
You can have fun and learn at the same time. That's one of the battles that we have to address, is making learning fun. And a lot of the time we try and, especially I'm a science teacher, especially in science, we're trying to make it fun. And they go, oh, but miss, can't we just read this? Can't we just watch that film? Can't we just look it up on Google? Or, that kind of thing. The whole point is for parents and teachers and educators in general, and adults in general, to make it fun for children and not give them that instant gratification, because that's not how life works. And especially with musical instruments, I know that there's a lot of research at the moment that if children, especially when they're younger, learn musical instruments, their brains actually grow much, much larger. You make more neuron connections, so you have more ability to process.
Pina, I have to jump in, but what a fantastic and educating note to end on. I had no idea. Thank you very much for your call. That is all we have time for once again, I'm afraid. Massive thank you to Julia for joining us.
Lovely to be here, everybody.
Best luck with the rough guide and everything else you're doing as well. Corky and Melly. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Don't work too hard, Simon. Give it up for our fantastic panel. Marvellous panel.